Listen, what if I told you that right now, literally, while you're sitting here taking in this explainer, someone else is out there making money? And it's not because they're some kind of genius, and it's definitely not because they just got lucky. It's because at some point, they made a choice. They stopped trading their time for a paycheck, and they started building systems. Welcome to The Explainer. I'm your host, and today we're breaking down an absolute masterclass from the Finance Andrew channel on 6 income streams that generate cash while you sleep. We're talking real, proven business models here with actual numbers and real startup costs. Let's get right to it.
Okay, let's dive into this fundamental paradigm shift. With active income, you work an hour, you get paid for an hour. It's simple, but man, is it dangerous. Because the very second you stop working, the money stops too. But with passive income, a system or a business just keeps generating cash whether you clock in or not. Now, here is the massive secret that most people completely gloss over. Passive income is absolutely not free money. Every single stream we're going to talk about requires time, capital, or both to set up initially.
Which brings us to this incredible quote from the source material. Think of it like planting a tree. Hard work in year 1, shade for the rest of your life. This right here, this is the core philosophy we're dealing with today. Every single one of the 6 cash flow systems we're going to explore requires front-loaded work. You invest your effort heavily exactly once, and then the system pays you forward for years and years to come.
And this brilliantly illustrates our system builder's blueprint for today. We're looking at agile cash flow, automated niches, the heavyweights, and finally, the meta asset.
All right, Phase 1, Agile Cash Flow. This covers rental arbitrage and digital products.
So income stream number 1 is rental arbitrage. Here's the gist of it. You rent a long-term apartment, and then you sublet it on short-term platforms, think Airbnb or VRBO, for a really healthy profit margin. And the best part, you do not have to own the property. This works brilliantly because short-term rental demand from business travelers, tourists, and families is just completely through the roof right now, especially in those high-traffic, mixed-use buildings where people really want that authentic apartment feel instead of a stuffy hotel room.
Okay, so how do you actually execute this? Step 1, you got to find landlords or property managers who allow sublets. And yes, they definitely exist. Step 2, secure a short-term rental license. Seriously, I cannot stress this enough. Do not skip this step. You absolutely must do your homework on city restrictions. Step 3, furnish the space to a high, clean, minimalist standard. Step 4, list it across multiple platforms all at once. And Step 5, use dynamic pricing software like PriceLabs to automatically maximize your nightly rate based on local demand.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the math behind that $2,700 figure. Let's say your base rent is $1,200 a month. You rent the apartment out for $150 a night. Even at just a 60% occupancy rate, which, by the way, is super conservative, you're pulling in $2,700 a month in gross revenue. That leaves you with $1,500 in pure profit per unit every single month.
When we break down the financials, you're looking at about $3 to $8 grand to get off the ground. That's going to cover your furniture, deposits, and first month's rent. The monthly profit per unit sits comfortably between $500 and $2,500. But look at that scalability row. It is sky high. Successful operators don't just stop at 1 unit. They're running 10, 20, or even 50 plus of these self-sustaining units, basically building their own decentralized hotel empire.
Moving on to stream number 2, digital products. Now, these are assets you create exactly once. We're talking ebooks, Notion templates, or a slick spreadsheet system, and then you sell them an unlimited number of times online. Zero inventory, zero shipping overhead, no boxes stacked up in your garage. You can build this in a single weekend and throw it up on platforms like Gumroad or Etsy. The source notes this amazing example of people making $20,000 a month just by selling a $197 digital investing course. Incredible, right?
Here are some high-converting ideas for this space: a personal finance tracker, a beginner's guide to investing, a debt payoff calculator, a stock analysis template, or even a 30-day savings challenge workbook. The absolute secret sauce to strong sales here is narrowing the niche. Don't just make a generic finance guide. Solve one specific problem for one specific person. Creating a guide like How to Save $10,000 in 9 months on a $40,000 salary is exactly the kind of hyper-targeted problem solving that just drives massive sales.
The numbers here are just staggering, primarily because the barrier to entry is basically non-existent. Startup costs are essentially $0 to $500 for basic tools or design software. Your monthly income potential ranges from $300 to well over $30,000. And the time to your very first sale? It can be as fast as 48 hours. It truly has an unlimited ceiling once you find your audience.
Let's move to and see how this builds into Category 2, automated niches. We're looking at print on demand and vending machines.
Income stream number 3 is print on demand, or POD. Basically, you upload designs to platforms like Printify, and they automatically print, ship, and handle all the customer service whenever an order drops. Now, there is this huge myth out there that POD is completely saturated. It's not. The mediocre, boring stuff is saturated. The real money is made in hyper-specific niches. Think nurses who love cats, or accountants who hate Mondays. The weirder and more specific you get, the more loyal and eager the buyer.
Checking the financials on print on demand, your startup cost is practically zero, maybe up to $200 if you're paying for design tools or a little ad spend. You're making $3 to $12 in profit per item, scaling up to $500 or even $10,000 a month. Finance Andrew's pro tip for this model is fantastic. Design your products for free on Canva, launch them on Etsy to capture their built-in organic traffic, and then once you identify your winning designs, expand to your own Shopify store and pour some fuel on the fire with targeted ads.
Income stream number 4, vending machines. I know exactly what you're thinking. Come on, that is so old school. But listen, that old school nature is exactly why it remains one of the most reliable, uncrowded passive models out there. You place product-stocked machines in high-traffic locations like gyms, hospitals, or large offices, and they literally collect cash 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You only need to pop in for a quick weekly restock.
Looking at the metrics, it takes about $1,500 to $5,000 to get a machine. Often, buying a used one on local marketplaces is your smartest route. You negotiate a deal to give the location owner maybe 5 to 15% of sales, and your monthly profit nets out to $200 to $700 per machine. The magic really happens when you scale. Buy one, reinvest the profits, and scale up to 5 machines. Suddenly, you've got a real, functioning operation generating solid cash flow, and it's requiring just 4 to 6 hours of your time a week.
All right, phase 3, the heavy weight. We're talking about the laundromat business.
Stream number 5 is a very traditional brick-and-mortar business, the laundromat, coin or card-operated washes and dryers. The psychology behind this business is just brilliant when you think about it. People will always need clean clothes, regardless of what the stock market is doing. It consistently outperforms other businesses during economic downturns, making it one of the absolute oldest and most stable cash flow systems in America.
So, the crucial point is exactly how a physical storefront functions brilliantly as a passive stream. Just look at these factors. The machines literally perform 95% of the physical work. It's operationally simple with super low skill requirements. Modern card payment systems let you monitor your revenue remotely, right from your smartphone. You can easily add services like wash and fold to basically double your income per customer. And because of its historic stability, it's frequently approved for SBA loans.
The numbers here certainly reflect that heavyweight status. Yes, the startup cost is definitely higher. You're looking at anywhere from $50,000 to $300,000 to buy an existing operation. But it generates $3,000 to $7,000 in gross monthly revenue, netting you $2,000 to $8,000 in profit, with an ROI timeline of 3 to 6 years. You're trading a higher upfront cost for a reward that is incredibly rare in business: predictable, automatic, and recurring cash flow. Finally, phase 4, the meta asset, content monetization.
Income stream number 6 is all about creating media once. We're talking YouTube videos, blogs, newsletters that subsequently generates compounding views, clicks, ad revenue, and sponsorships for years. The compounding power here is just unmatched. A high-quality video or blog post that you upload today can securely drive 100,000 views and push massive traffic to your projects all the way out in 2027. It's an asset that never sleeps and never, ever asks for a raise.
Looking at the metrics, your revenue sources are incredibly diverse: ads, affiliates, sponsors, and your own products. The startup cost is exceptionally low. $0 to $1,000 gets you a great mic and camera, and the income potential is staggering. Anywhere from $500 to $500,000 a month after 6 to 18 months of consistent posting. But the real magic? It's how an audience accelerates literally everything else you do. Talk about your rental arbitrage on camera, and suddenly you get DMs offering you properties. Build a vending route on your channel, and brands start sponsoring your content to fund your next machine. Content is the ultimate engine.
Which brings us to the ultimate challenge for you. Which income stream are you starting with? Seriously, do not try to start all 6 at once. Pick just one system that matches your current resources, learn it deeply, and start building your financial freedom today.
Financial freedom isn't built in a day, but it is built one smart decision at a time. So I'll leave you with this. Are you going to keep trading your hours for dollars for the rest of your life, or are you finally ready to plant your first tree? Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer. Keep building, and I will see you next time.